Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up?
Yes. Hell, I don't know. The temperature.
Man, it got pretty hot today. Yeah. we were outside pretty much all day working. Dang, it got a little toasty.
Yeah, it's one of those, it feels pretty good in the morning, but I'm doing like today just because my afternoon was one ball field to another ball field to finally here in a podcast studio at 9:45. So I was doing a lot of cow checking chores like middle of the day.
Yeah.
I was like, cows are wanting to lay up in the shade. It's kind of a little bit hard to get a good look over everybody when they're all just laid up like that.
I noticed that over at the birdhouse when I was coming in and out, the cows were like huddled up in the shade.
Well, it's about to cool off a little bit though. I know because we got a ball tournament on Saturday and still should be pretty pleasant, but the high's only 60.
Oh, really?
It was like, 85 today or something?
Yeah, it got to the point because I was in my tractor for a while. Once I finally got in my tractor, and it was earlier in the year when I was doing like some paratil, running the paratil and stuff on my tractor, and I'd have trouble getting the climate just right because it would be too cold. And so I was like, man, and sometimes I'd just turn the air completely off and then I'd get hot and then I'd turn it back on. But like today it got hot enough that I had it just full blast.
Oh yeah. No, I no doubt today. Yeah. Sitting in that cab. It is that time of year. I mean, it's not anything I didn't already know, but especially here in the South where it's like, you really don't know.
No.
Like Saturday when we're playing ball, I think it's 60 and 40, which we'll be done way before dark. But I'm like, for any reason we weren't, like, I'd be chilly.
It is. This
40
is
degrees.
This is when you leave the house in a hoodie and then you're in like shorts and a t-shirt midday.
Yeah. Oh, I got sunburnt on last Saturday at a ball tournament.
Really?
And it was like, I knew it was going to be like 87 and I knew sunny, but like the ball field we were at, like there was zero shade. Like there was no trees. There was no canopy anywhere. And like, of course, some people bring tents. We didn't pack our tent. It's middle of March still.
Yeah.
And it was funny, like between games, we were like staying in the shade of a light pole. There were like three of us lined up, like kind of shoulder.
It's a long ways there.
We're like, this ain't that great. But
damn, you needed you like a canopy.
And I even put on some sunscreen, but apparently I didn't get my legs real good.
Got a little burnt, huh?
Oh, I was like, yeah, I'm a little tender there. But the temperature is what's up.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, before we go too much further, guys, we want you to do a few things for us. First, we want you to admire our mustaches because I joined the ranks.
Yeah, you did.
I was, the beard, man, I'll tell you, I'll tell you the catalyst that made me shave it. So I do this every now and then. I change it up. I tell somebody, I don't remember, I was in somewhere and this woman was like, I just can't ever, you change your facial hair. I can't keep up. And I said, I know my wife thinks she's like with a different man all the time.
Yeah.
And,
and you can grow a beard in like 2 days. And so you can make the change on the fly.
Yeah. I mean, it is like, that is one nice thing. It's like, if I do decide to change, it's like, well, hell, I'll grow the beard back out if I need to, but I had gotten it pretty long. Like it had grown back out pretty far. And man, it just was getting to the point where it was kind of annoying. But I was at church on Sunday and I got quite a bit of gray right here, like in my chin. Yeah. And when it's really grown out, I mean, obviously it's very prominent.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like the Bride of Frankenstein streak or whatever. Yeah. And so one of the guys was coming in to church on Sunday and he goes, dang, Logan, man, you too young to have all that gray in that beard. And I was like, yeah, I know. So I literally went home and I shaved it.
Oh,
I was like, man, but I like to, there's something about every now and then, like you clean shave around the mustache. What do you shave with? You use a electric or how do you shave?
No, blade.
Blade? Yeah. So like a disposable razor? What kind of razor?
Yeah, I'm using disposables.
So have you ever used a safety razor? Like it's the old school one. Shit, I'd have to pull up a picture to describe it.
The answer is no, but
it's so Big C had one. I found one whenever I lived over there.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it's like it's like what they shaved with in World War II. And that right there, that's what.
Yeah.
So I bought one, and I would give it a shout out here. I don't know if it's made in USA. Actually, that's the one I got, the Merkur 34. It's probably made in it's made in Germany. I was gonna say, which it's a German. That's kind of what it's known for. But it's, man, every now and then I get a wild hair and I want to like clean shave. And my Marcy, she hates it.
My wife does not like it the same way. Like, especially with the mustache.
Yeah.
She likes me with the mustache and then just like
this is how Marcy is.
Just a little bit like, she doesn't like the mustache clean. I think it's like a little too pedophile for her. It's like a totally clean shaven face, but
paired with the skullet is like prime.
Oh man, yes.
Prime.
Yes, like that's. Ooh, yeah.
Well,
I could play if I could act. I could play a hell of a sexual predator in some bad movie or TV.
We need to make that happen. We need to write something. Well, that was me. So I had. Because the dangerous part, because I was kind of going for somewhat like the Kurt Russell from Tombstone kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I can kind of, when the beard is grown out, I can actually still see the outline of kind of the mustache. And so I was like, I'm going to try to do kind of the big mustache. And the dangerous thing, I was going to go to a barber, but there's not a lot of barbers around here that, like, my mom is a beautician, but she doesn't like specialize in beards and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to go to a barber. And then I got home that Sunday afternoon. I was like, man, I'm not going to a damn barber. And so I shaved it and I just meticulously would work around. And that's how I walked in there to Marcy, and I had not clean shaven yet. It was kind of like this. And I said, I'm about to go clean shave. I was making her look and be like, is it pretty symmetrical? She's like, it looks good. And I said, all right, I'm going to clean shave around it. And she was like, don't do that. And I was like, yeah, I got to do that. I'm like, I'm committed. I've got to go finish the job. And she was like, I don't like it when you clean shave around it. She's like, I like it with the scruff. I'm like, well,
it's only going to be about a day.
Yeah. It's like, I'll get it back out. See, this is kind of like when you got the scruff, I feel like Sam Elliott in Roadhouse, because that's kind of how his was.
And that's what I do is I just I'll clean shave. And I did that this morning, and then I won't touch it again for several days.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you get razor burn on your neck?
Yeah.
Shit, man, I get terrible. Like, I didn't do a close shave on my neck because I get horrible razor burn. Yeah. So, but the hairs just grow all over in different directions on my neck. So it's like impossible, but yes. So leave us some love about the mustaches on Spotify. If y'all are watching, you can see our mustaches here. Spotify is pretty much taken over as our video platform. So it will be on YouTube. Leave us a comment and like on YouTube as well.
I was looking though, our YouTube numbers, the last few videos are doing better than they used to.
Okay.
We're getting significant viewership there. Not near as much as we get on the audio, or I guess now Spotify's not really just an audio platform.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, I hadn't really looked on YouTube then. Well, then there you go, guys. Whatever you're listening on, hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment, and let us know what you think of the episode. Let us know what you think of our mustaches, and you think if Bobby Lee should play a pedophile in the next big Hollywood blockbuster. And we ask that you leave us ratings and reviews. We have gained a couple more. We're ticking on up, and Spotify, Apple, heck, even Audible, iHeart, anywhere.
Amazon Music.
Yeah. Anywhere you can leave us a rating, do it. And big thing, we ask that you do hit follow on there, but share it with a friend. Just send the episode to one of your buddies and do that. That helps out a lot. And what else?
Y'all check out agzaga.com, the discount code. TalkDirt20, that is $20 off a $50 minimum order and free shipping.
There you go. So before we get in too deep, we do got to acknowledge that, I've pointed out quite a few times Bobby Lee's terrible addiction to pornography and how
it's because I spent so much time in the industry.
Well, that's where the mustache came in, ain't it?
Right, you're right. Yeah.
And finally, his porn addiction caught up with him, and it caused him.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
He was hacked through his adult websites he was on and lost his YouTube channel briefly.
I wish it was that cool of a story. No.
So people want to know what the heck happened, man.
It's the damn Russians.
Was it really?
I'm pretty sure, because there was a brief moment when I realized it was happening. Like I knew as soon as I like fell for it, I was like, oh.
So you got an email.
I got an email a few weeks ago, and it was, I'll make this short as I can. It was from like Mr. Beast team.
Okay.
Which Mr. Beast, I mean, if you've ever been on YouTube,
Doesn't he have like 1 billion followers?
He's got like, I mean, it's ridiculous. My son watches some of his videos, but like, I mean, he's so big. I think some of his stuff is even like on
TV or something. He's got like a Mr. Beast game.
This is 473 million subscribers.
That is nuts, man. That dude's making some major cheese.
And he may be, I would imagine he's like the biggest. Like his last video from 5 days ago has 76 million views.
Yours get that.
2 weeks ago, the video has 104 million views.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Well, and that's kind of how it's like, hey, Mr. Beast it was very well done. And like you go to this website, like he's reaching out to YouTube, channels, content creators, whatever, to potentially like collab with him, be in a video. Like you need to be willing to potentially travel. And I was like, well, I'm probably not gonna do that, but yeah. But that's kind of one of those deals. I was like, hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I was like, literally, if I'm in a video with him that gets 100 million views, like that could
that'd be
totally change my YouTube, whatever. Like it could literally like, I don't know.
Oh, hell, it would have catapulted this show.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so, but it was not from him at all. It was just somebody pretending to be him. And yeah, anyway. And then it gave like a pop-up, like your Google sign in.
Yeah.
And like you were having to verify your YouTube channel was kind of the way and I did it. And I was like, It's like, that was not probably actually a Google sign in. So I immediately went in and changed my password. And I thought I got it changed, but it was too late.
They already had gotten in there.
And like at one point, sometimes, I don't know, like you'll get, like if you sign in on a new device or something, it'll say,
new device.
I'll get like an alert on my phone. It's like somebody tried to sign in and you like click on it. Was this you? And it said Russia. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Well, and then the one evidence, now that I got everything back as of this morning on Thursday, I got, because it was all kinds of emails from Google to me where I was trying to recover it. But at this point, I had no access to my emails, so it didn't matter. But I had all these emails from them that I was going back through where it's like, this is your code. This is your code. Here's one of them that I got.
Oh, yeah, shit, that's very Russian.
I mean, I assume that's Russian. I don't know what, I guess I could put it in Chat GPT and ask, like, what language is this?
Yeah, that looks very Russian.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an overseas. And I was telling somebody tonight, I don't know what they gained from doing it.
It was BlackRock. Somebody said there was a BlackRock live on your page.
Well, yeah, somebody commented me, one of the guys, listen to the podcast, Brian, he messaged me on Instagram, said, hey, I just got an alert that you were going live on YouTube, which I've never done. And then like when I went to your page, like it did not exist. And yeah, very quickly, like my YouTube channel got taken completely down. Like it's like it had never existed. And so at first I was like, man, I didn't know if I was going to get any of it back. And now as of today, it's like
it never
more or less like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to the Google/YouTube people for helping me work through it.
Yeah, man, it's good. I'm glad you got it back. Cause I'll be honest, I was like, I asked
I'd already decided, I was like, if it's just like, no, you're not getting it back and I'm just gonna have to start a whole new channel. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not, I'm not going to quit now that I got it back. I'm actually fired up to like, yeah, let's get another video out. But
let's attack the Russians.
Yeah.
Did you claim it to the FBI?
I claimed it to like, cause I think maybe that thing you sent me. Yes.
Yeah.
And like, I don't expect them to ever catch these people.
Yeah. But hey, you never know. It is an internet crime. So pretty wild. I was actually telling a guy that helps us, tell you a funny thing while we're talking about getting hacked. So this dude, he's probably in his late 60s. And we were talking about your YouTube getting hacked. And he goes, oh, yeah, well, my debit card just got hacked here recently. And he said, they got some money from me. And he said, and apparently they got my email because he said, I got a ransom email the other day. And now this was, I really got tickled when he was telling me this. You got to know this guy. Like I don't even know how to describe him, but like, this is not like, I can't picture this at all. But he said, I get this email. and it says pay, and I think he said $25,000, how much money they wanted. He said, you're going to...
Just for him to get his email account back?
No, to stop what was coming. It said, if you pay $25,000 now, we will not release the videos and photos we have of you. And he said they said,
well, like he had a bunch of nude photos like saved on that cloud or something.
It said we have a video footage of you naked in front of the television masturbating. And this is, he started laughing, and he said they're literally like, we will send these to all of your family members.
I would have been tempted to be like, joke's on you, I'm into that shit.
Yeah. Well, he said, he was like, go ahead, send me a copy while you're at it. Like,
that is pretty good. But you know, they do that thinking, because somebody, I mean, I doubt anybody's going to pay $25,000. You know, maybe there's some celebrity out there that really is afraid. But it seems like, I think one other time my email has been hacked where, like, just my email, so long before I had YouTube. Because like a bunch of people were messaging me like, dude, I'm getting like emails from you about like buying boner pills.
I think
you've been hacked. I'm like,
I think I got one from you there. Yeah.
Like somebody just got into my email to use my email to spam all the people like in my address book.
Well, that's what I don't understand.
But none of that happened. Like I checked because, you know, they told
what do
me,
they gain from hacking your YouTube?
I don't have any weird emails that were sent from my account. No weird emails came in.
No,
there wasn't any weird videos that
your bank account's all solid. Because
I immediately called the bank. They're like, no, they can't see your account number or anything. You should be good.
Yeah,
we went ahead and canceled our credit cards, which has been a little bit of pain in the ass because, like, I stopped to get fuel last night, just in my. And Jeep.
You don't have a new one yet.
Well, and I was like, well, shit. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'll put, you know, I had to walk up and pay first. So I was like, just $20. Like that'll be plenty. Well, shit, no, not with the price of fuel right now. Even my little Jeep, $20 didn't even get me to a half a tank.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, damn, that was last night. I literally need
it again. Yeah. Shit. Well, so yeah, there's Bobby Lee's Russian excitement. If he gets
I really did not have a dog in the fight of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict, but I'm like going to put the Ukrainian flag in my,
now you're ready.
I'm like bio now. Like, no, I 100% stand with Ukraine. Kill every one of them bastards.
Well, I told Dad about what the guy was telling us, and he started laughing. He said, well, I knew they hacked his debit card, but he said, I didn't know they had sent him this ransom email. My dad is a TikToker. For those of you that did not know, apparently like a lot of fellas like our dad's age are into TikTok now. And
that's one app I've never... Because people will send me, text me like a funny TikTok.
Yeah.
And like I even have trouble viewing it because
you
can watch them, but you can't, of course, interact or anything. And a lot of times when you click on it, then it like just wants you to download the app. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
Well, that's it. I have one. I never use it. I used to would post on it some. I just can't get into it. I like Instagram. That's my bread and butter. But Dad was like, I'm going to see him in the morning and I'm going to say, hey, man, I was on TikTok this morning and man, a damn video of you naked jerking off in front of the TV popped up on there. So I don't know if he did it or not, but yeah, it was hilarious. So, hey, we got a lot of response on our 5 films.
Oh, but a lot of people that, well, again, like I said last week, you put me on the spot just out of nowhere. And I'm like, man, I know I left off so many great action films that would probably be in my top 5 but that's what made this a good conversation, like just off the top of your head.
And that's what I like you, because then you're kind of like, oh crap, you got to think really quickly. We've had a lot of comments, guys. We do really appreciate all the comments on Spotify and on YouTube and all that. But yeah, a bunch of people, and here they said, enjoyed the show as always. Don't change anything. We like that you all are not afraid to be politically incorrect. Appreciate it. Another person said here, what about the Die Hard trilogy? So yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen all the Die Hards. I like them.
That makes my top 5 Christmas movies.
Yeah. I am not just a huge Die Hard guy. Like I like Die Hard, but, and I like Bruce Willis. I was actually more of, you've probably never seen this. Have you ever seen The Fifth Element?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there you go. See, I like that movie more than Die Hard. It's kind of weird, but
Oh yeah, it's definitely out there.
It made me a big fan of Mila Jovovich.
Oh yeah, she's hot.
Yeah. Like I remember.
What else was she in?
She was Resident Evil series. She was like the chick.
I never really watched those. I don't know that I've watched those at all.
They're not great, but Mila was always just really hot. But I just remember being very fascinated with her in The Fifth Element.
Yeah, she's really hot.
Yeah, somebody said, I've been getting a lot of praise for hitting the right button. Since y'all said that, let me go ahead and get this ready so that I don't hit the wrong one again. I appreciate that, guys. But said, it's not one. Hunter, he said, another great episode. Thank you, Logan, for hitting the right button this time. Nothing better than Hurricane Creek Farms Thursday evening and talk dirt first thing Friday morning. Man, we appreciate it. Another guy said Highlander. Have you seen that?
No.
It's unique. It's not bad. They're actually making a new one.
Who plays the lead in that?
If I said his name, you wouldn't know him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to look it up then. I thought it would be somebody.
Now Sean Connery is in it.
Okay.
But he's not the lead. I honestly can't even tell you the guy's name, but I know him from Highlander.
Yeah.
So, but Highlander's good. It's like sword fighting and Immortals, but it's in modern day. So it's pretty cool. They have to chop off. You got to have your head you got to be decapitated.
That's the only way to kill somebody.
Yeah. And then I did get a kick out of Kyle's here. He said, now John Wick, that's solid. He gave a really broad one here. John Wick and then Waterworld. You ever seen that?
Oh yeah,
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, Kevin Costner. Yeah,
that's
another one of those kind of weird, like futuristic, and I kind of like those things. Kind of fascinate me because I'm like, man, could that really happen? Kind of thing. Yeah,
that one. But I had not thought of it. And then Black Dog. That's a pretty good one. Patrick Swayze. He's a truck driver.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it vaguely, but yeah, it's another one of those that I can't really say that I've ever watched it.
He said Predator and then Open Range.
Oh, yeah. Open Range is one that did kind of cross my mind.
All right. Well, since that did so well, I'm about to put you on the spot one more time.
All right.
But I do got to look on YouTube because Matt Griggs, he commented, and I remember he listed some. I remember seeing his comment pop up. And as soon as I pulled up, what happened to Hurricane Creek Farms? Another one. What happened to Hurricane Creek Farms? He's back up, guys. It was 3. It was a bunch of them. You didn't know so many people were wondering where you were at, did you?
Yeah. I got a lot of, the few people that have my phone number that called and text me, and then
we'll post Bobby Lee's phone number in the description below.
Yes,
for you.
Please do. But like, and of course, which I have a fraction of the followers, or I guess it's followers on Instagram, as I do like subscribers on YouTube. But the people that follow me on both were, messaging me quite a bit there.
So Matt commented. He said, Top Gun 2, solid. Tombstone, Terminator 2. All right, so Matt, I know what kind of man you are now. See, I'm a Terminator 1 guy, but I love the Terminators, but I'm a Terminator 1 dude. Matt, he leans more 2. This seems to be a common theme here. Top Gun 2, Terminator 2. He's like a fan of sequels.
Yeah.
And then True Lies, man, that is a good one.
Yeah, another one of your Arnold.
Yep. Underworld. You ever seen that one? Vampire film?
No.
It's pretty legit. And then he said Kickboxer and Bloodsport. Those are 2 solid ones.
Well, and we'd be remiss if we didn't kind of raise a toast to old Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
This week too.
Yep. That's very true. I forgot we didn't, because he passed after we did our last episode.
It was like, I think it happened like last Thursday night, didn't it? And then it was official like on Friday.
Yeah, he went to, Marcy had told me, she's like, they took Chuck Norris to the hospital today.
I saw some initial reports that like he had a medical emergency. It was kind of all I said. I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound good. And then by the next morning, reports were that he had died.
Yeah, old Chuck, man. He was a true American.
Yep.
All right, here you go. I'm gonna narrow this down to 3 since we're already 24 minutes in. And I'm going to make this real difficult. Top 3. Now, not in order, but just your top 3 Westerns of all time.
Okay, so here's one I always struggle with. And not that I struggle with it. So is Lonesome Dove, is that considered a movie?
We can consider it a movie.
Okay, so it's in there.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I'm not this is a cop out, but because it does fit into action and Western, Tombstone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, and then I'm going to have to pick a John Wayne. And so I really like McClintock.
Okay. That's a good.
I mean,
movie.
I could list a dozen different John Waynes. And tomorrow I might say the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know, or True Grit. I don't know. But
so,
and I've heard the new True Grit is really good.
It is actually really good.
Job.
My dad,
but
actually, I think my dad actually may have liked it more than
I'm
the
such
original.
a John Wayne fan. It's kind of one of those, like, I don't know that I can do it.
So you've never seen it?
Not the new True Grit. No.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I'm kind of like, there's only one True Grit. You know?
Well, it actually is really good. Now, so what's your top three then? What are you gonna say? So you're saying Lonesome Dove, Tombstone, and
if a Lonesome Dove, qualifies as being a movie versus a miniseries, whatever. Yeah, Lonesome Dove. I'll say Lonesome Dove, Tombstone, and McClintock.
Okay. So I'm not a John Wayne guy. I've seen them. I like some of them, but I'm a Clint Eastwood guy.
I am too, but I think John Wayne is Western to me. Like that's like.
Oh, no, I don't disagree. Some of his stuff was a little cheesy. Yeah. It was the time frame back then. Like Dad, I'll be in there and he'll be watching some, and I'm like, oh, come on, Clint Eastwood would smoke him right now. And like I'll give him hell, which Dad likes Clint Eastwood too, but I got to go with Fistful of Dollars. And I like that one because in that one, that's the one where Clint Eastwood uses the metal plate and the dude shoots him and then he drops the plate, then kills the guy. Like, I like that one. Fistful of Dollars. And I was I'm not going to use it now, but Tombstone was going to be in there. So that kind of messed me up, but, oh shit. And now I'm drawing a blank. I had them in my head as I was thinking about it. Oh crap. What was the other one I was going to do? I really enjoy The Unforgiven, with Clint Eastwood as well. I'm trying to diversify though a little bit. Oh shit. Damn, I'm just drawing a total blank.
The more I sit here and think, like I can just keep going on and on about some.
Well, I'm getting mad because I had one in my head. All right, I got a one that's really off the wall here, and I'm curious if you would consider this a Western. What about No Country for Old Men?
Good question. Because typically when I think of a Western, you think it has to be set like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
At least. Maybe not. I'll allow it. That's a damn good movie.
I love that movie, but I'm trying to think of something a little different because it's got a very Western vibe to it.
Yeah.
And like,
and Tommy Lee Jones is awesome.
Tommy Lee Jones is awesome.
Right back to Lonesome Dove. Yeah.
He is, man. And then Josh Brolin, he wears a cowboy hat, like it's and that movie's badass. And they use a cattle prod basically to kill people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The captive bolt gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could, on John Wayne, I could throw Big Jake in there. That's another really good one.
Rio Grande or Bravo, whatever. Which one is it?
Well, there's Rio Lobo, Rio Bravo. Open Range. I wouldn't.
Open Range is great.
Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh, well, if we're counting that one, then I'm going to go with I'm throwing that one in there.
That would be a Western.
All right. Well, then that's going to be Fistful of Dollars, No Country for Old Men, and Jeremiah Johnson. That was one of the movies that when Marcy and I were first dating, I showed her. And she was she dug it because she dug Robert Redford.
Yeah.
So guys, let us know, what are your top three Westerns? And you see, we kind of like to push the limits of what you would consider like a Western. So let us know in the comments, wherever you're listening. We want to hear them. And, all right, let's get into this.
Well, just as far as currently, say you put a little seed in the ground.
I did.
Today was the first day?
Today was the first day. This is the earliest I've ever planted.
Well, I know some people have probably been going for a week or more, but today was the first time. Actually, when I was going through town, headed home to check cows at lunch, I met a service truck pulling a seed tender. And then when I was headed to the softball field, I went past a farm, I imagine where they were headed, that had was planted today.
Yeah.
So you put beans in the ground?
I'm actually putting corn in the ground.
That's what I was asking. I was like, what are y'all gonna start with, beans or corn?
Man, I wanted to put beans, go ahead and jump on the beans, but man, we were kind of already getting set up for corn, and I was like, hell, I'm just gonna go ahead. I actually planted out here is where I started, and I
start close to home. That way,
work all the bugs out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, knock on wood, man, the good Lord. Now I planted like 7 or 8 acres today. Like I got it all ready to go this afternoon, and just put some seed in it just to see how it would do. The good Lord was smiling upon me, because typically I put the seed in, go in and prime it up, and it'll take an hour, couple hours to work all the bugs out. Dude, I literally put the seed in and primed it up. All the vacuum came up, the fans came up, the seed meters filled up, and I started planting, and they never messed up, and I literally just never stopped planting.
Yeah, see, that would make me nervous.
Yeah. Well, it makes me wonder what's going to happen tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, hell.
I'd almost sleep better tonight if I'd had some little issues.
Yeah.
Okay. That was expected. You're going to have something.
It is wild, like on this planter, and just all the planters. Dad's the same way. You can be on that thing and plant, and it'll plant all day long, like no problem. And you shut her down for the night. You go back the next day, get on this thing, and you fire it up, and the whole day it'll be nothing but problems.
Yeah.
Like, and then nothing happened.
Makes you want to not even quit when everything's running right.
Yeah, you just want to keep rolling. But no, it did great. And it looks like, I think we might have, there's a possibility of rain tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like a little chance.
It was real small.
Looks like rain next week, though.
That's what we're thinking. And I got like, man, if we can hammer down, we'll put a pretty big dent in it, which Dad, his planter's acting up. He did put seed in there. He didn't go to church very often. So, that's what his problem is.
Let's not smile down on him quite as much as he is on you.
I'm going to tell him, now that I say that, God's like, well, just wait till tomorrow. But that's what I need to tell him. Like, well, maybe if you start going to church a little more, your planter will run a little better. But yeah.
No, as soon as you say that, it'll all start to go to hell.
It will. But no, started planting some corn, and man, it feels good. I have been saying for like 3 years that I wanted to start planting the last week of March.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And I finally attained that.
It's been, we're technically, I hadn't looked at the drought monitor, but we're in some degree of a drought. Like I was talking to a buddy Trey down in Louisiana. I was like, we're dry, but like it's not a bad dry. Like it's dry enough where, normally this time of year it's just muddy as hell.
Oh, and
you can't get anything done.
I did get stuck.
I saw you post a picture.
Yeah.
Obviously just in a really wet spot.
The whole field. I had to just leave.
Damn, if it's wet even right now, I
had to abandon ship. I got out there, and if everybody that's listened for a long time knows, I'm a very minimal tillage kind of guy. Like I don't run tillage. Out here there was some, like this front field, because I planted even up here to the store. I left this spot over here open because that's where we're going to put the cabbage. But like I planted field corn all around up over here, and it was really heavy right out here. But I still just no-tilled it. But like my farm in Bolton, it is a swamp.
I figured that was where you got stuck.
Well, that's not. I made it through that. And,
Are you tilling that just because you need to air it out a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to plant corn on it. And there's spots, that ground, that ground was going to be subdivided, and they had panned some dirt. I'm pretty sure they created a very hard pan on that ground. And because water it'll just sit there.
Yeah,
and like
the ground won't take it.
It won't take it. And so it needs to be paratilled. Like I need to run some really deep tillage on it. The problem with that is we cleared it. So if I run deep tillage, it's going to pull roots every root and chunk that's in there. So it'll be, I was talking to Dad about it today. I was like, realistically, it needs probably 10 years before I can do that.
There's some of those roots to rot and break down.
Yeah, because I've learned if it's a really wet spot and the roots are in the ground, it like pickles them. Like they kind of will just hang out.
Yeah.
It takes them a long time to deteriorate. So I got across it, and I kind of take pride in myself with the turbo till, because I'm gonna tell you, like, I need a wheelbarrow for my nut sack whenever I'm on that thing, because I will go through some shit that it's just like,
just send it.
Yeah. Oh man. We leased that 8R 340 a couple years ago, and I put that motherfucker through some shit. Like I buried it. I did. And
don't buy a tractor that's been leased.
Yeah. But it was a damn mud dog, man. I was like telling Dad, I was like, this thing it will go through some shit. And I did bury it, but like the turbo till. So have you ever pulled the turbo till?
No.
All right. So it is 30 something foot wide. It's vertical tillage. It's very shallow. Like it's cutting like 2 inches deep. It's really literally just to cut the top and just air it out so you can plant into a good seed bed. Well, it's really heavy, and the center wheels are really big. And what gets you stuck is the mud actually starts to pile in front of the wheels.
Yeah.
And then the wheels stop turning and they just start pushing.
Yeah.
And then it just pushes a wall of mud. And
you, even picking it up doesn't do anything.
Picking it up, you actually, like Dad and I were talking, you want to pick it up a little bit, but if you pick it up all the way, it puts a bunch of down weight.
Yeah, you got so much weight on the wheels. Yeah.
Yep. So like it's kind of like finding the sweet spot where it's got enough weight on top of the ground that it kind of spreads the weight out. And so I can just feel like I know when the tractor's, and I will just barely bump the thing up, and I can kind of keep going. And like, if you can ever get across it one time, even if you're just barely scratching the top of the surface, then it just seems like from then on, like you give it a day, you can go back and hit it again.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did at Bolton. And I mean, I was seriously going through some stuff. I was like, oh, God, this is awesome. And like even like adrenaline rush. And so I get done there. I hit a couple other spots. I'm good. Well, this is one field. I had prevent planted it last year, and it's really good ground. It's really good ground because it's so wet. Like it's a couple of years ago, I planted this place in June, towards the end of June, not towards the end of June. It was early June, but like pretty late. Drought, and it cut 60 bushel beans. Like this place is good, but I got there to turbo till it, and it was woolly. And I'm like, oh, like that's what makes me nervous, because I'm like, if it's really vegetative. Did you spray it
or anything last year?
Yes, I did. But when it's a lot of vegetation, there ain't no sunlight hitting that dirt. And I'm like, all right. But so I got in there, and I mean, I literally just picked the middle of the field, and I just sent it. And I was going, and I could tell it was getting a little heavy. But man, by the time I got stuck, I mean, because I had eased it up, and what you try to ease it up, and then you hope the tractor then starts to kind of gain some traction. And then if you can get enough speed going, the mud can never build up in front of those tires. Well, I was easing that thing up, and the tractor was just sinking, like it was getting worse, and the mud wall I could see forming. And if you ever stop, I mean, it's toast. And so, but I had to stop. I knew it wasn't going to work. I put it in reverse. I backed up a little bit. All that does is you eventually just start just digging down.
Yeah.
And so when we get in that situation, I've got my big super heavy chain that I used on my low boy. And man, you can just unhook from the turbo till, and I'll drive on, because them tractors will come out of anything. And so I just unhook from the turbo till, and I'll drive up onto a little better ground. I got a 20-foot chain, and I just pretty much hook it to the turbo till, hook it to my tractor, and I'll keep pulling. That was actually the worst spot I've ever been in. I think yesterday or whenever that was, I got stuck because I just kept on doing that. And everywhere I would go, the tractor would just pull down. Like it was just seriously a swamp. Like Brock is on the sprayer, and I was like, you're going to spray the place. I was like, I can't get across it. And he's like, well, I don't know how I'm going to spray it. And I'm like, I don't either, but you're going to have to spray it. Like it's so wet until we kill everything on it. I don't know. I don't know what we'll do with it.
Yeah.
Like it's super wet.
Might have to prevent plant it again.
Man, I don't know. And that sucks because, like I said, it's good ground. Now, it's not a ton of ground. It's a small farm, but Yeah. And I mean, I kind of pride myself. Like I can go through stuff because I remember, I mean, Dad would show me, and that was back on the 4760. It was 2-wheel drive. Like I didn't even have 4-wheel drive, but I remember getting it stuck. I was pulling I don't remember what I was pulling with it. I might have been just pulling a do-all, but I got stuck with it. And I remember John David had to come out there and he actually got it out. I just didn't know how to cowboy something at the time. I was young. He put it in road gear and he was like, we're going to get this thing out of here. And he put it in road gear, freaking, rev the RPMs all the way up and just popped the clutch. And it was like spinning and we clawed out of there. So sometimes you got to cowboy out, but yeah. So, that's what we've been doing. So, what's the cattle world looking like?
Price and market's good.
I saw they actually project a additional increase this year. You see that?
In numbers?
In price. So, no, it said a 5 to 6% price increase for the year.
Well, my brother bought his group this year, and in years past, I would have been buying some sale barn calves, but man,
yeah,
they are. I mean, I knew they were high, but then when you actually see like what he's paying for those steers there, and really he tried to buy as many bulls as he could, just because. But there's not a huge price spread right now, just because they're just in such demand. You're not.
So you want to buy a dipstick from me?
There's not that much of a discount. If he's about 600 pounds, he might.
He's about 800 pounds.
Yeah. See. Well, if dipstick, he needs him to be a steer too.
No, he's still very much a bull.
Let's say you could throw him on with his whenever he sells them, because he'll probably be selling them about that weight, which of course, depending on.
Yeah. Hell, he may be closer to 1,000 pounds. He's pretty big now.
Man, they're looking at it. It's like we were talking about, just the risk, because, he's projecting, hoping to make about $200 a head, which is actually pretty good, overall, but you're having to accumulate so much more debt to do that. Because I was like, in the past, let's say if one died, that's the quickest way to lose money.
Yeah.
You could, based on the price you were paying, by the time you sold, I don't know, 7 to 10 calves, the profit you would make on, those $200 a head would cover the loss of that one.
Yeah.
I was like, this year you're going to have to sell probably we figured about 13 and a half, to make up that money, because he's paying, $2,600 or so. And he figures he'll have another $200 a head in them. And so he's like, man, these suckers get to 800 pounds. I need to get $3,000 a head for them.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
It's just like, man,
that is a pretty penny, man.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's just where the market is. And,
well, like I said, this thing had said, I had it in my notes here. Where was that?
And supplies are tight, and it just takes a long time to build the herd back up once our numbers have gotten so, as low as they have. And so it stands to reason, just looking at the fundamentals, that
USDA is forecasting another 5.5% increase in 2026.
Yeah. I mean, it stands to reason that this market should stay really good for
the foreseeable future.
Yeah. The immediate, because it's going to take a few years, by the time we retain heifers, get those heifers bred,
well, in
build up the numbers, and then have those heifers, calves, ready for market.
But in all reality, prices should stay high, because our cattle numbers are always going to be low. I don't think we'll ever have enough cattle. I just don't see it.
Well,
I don't see us having enough cattle,
because the crop economy is so bad.
It might drive some people there.
Well, right. Do you all of a sudden see a lot of crop ground converted back into pasture?
I doubt it.
Like around here, I'm not seeing it. Like you're not seeing big crop acreage getting fenced off. And that's, the big limiting factor. It's not like, if all of a sudden, like we talked about, milo is something y'all have grown in the past.
Yeah.
Or you have the milo market's really good. Well, you just plant milo. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Well, cattle market's really good. Corn and bean prices are terrible. You can't just all of a sudden say, well, hell, instead of me planting 1,000 acres of soybeans, I'm going to graze 1,000 acres.
Yeah, it's the logistics that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what we've said, man. I mean, if I had water on every farm and I had fencing on every farm, then it'd be a lot easier decision.
Even if you didn't want to put it in a permanent pasture, you could plant an annual, some Sudex or.
You know what I could do? I could use Halter.
Well, and
have you heard of this?
Yes. Because the big deal was, I guess, was it Peter Thiel?
Yeah.
That which he was.
Who is he? I've heard the name.
I think PayPal may have been one of his big things. But I don't know that, but like he's kind of like him and Elon and maybe even Bezos. Maybe I'm making this up. Like, they're the huge tech guys that have made, billions of dollars.
I think you're right.
I think with that program though, you're still going to need perimeter fences, like real, but what could be nice, let's say you had a 500 acre block of crop ground or any ground.
Yeah.
It'll eliminate the need for cross fencing.
No, it says no physical fencing needed.
At all?
Which I would never sleep.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, no. and I could see it. I've actually had some people send me some of those articles because it made news because he invested like a huge amount.
It was $220 million is what it raised. Now I don't see how much it said it just raised $220 million and doubled its valuation to $2 billion, led by Peter Thiel. For people that don't know what this is, so it's a New Zealand-based startup. Yeah, Peter Thiel's Founders Fund. The company makes solar-powered GPS collars that create virtual fences. No physical fencing needed. Farmers manage their entire herd from a smartphone app at $5 to $8 per animal per month. How it works, each collar collects over 6,000 data points per minute.
Yeah, it's a collar the cows wear.
Yep. It is sent to a cloud platform where machine learning models analyze behavior patterns. For beef cattle specifically, they use passive shifting, which cattle receive directional sound cues and vibration when facing the right direction, and the virtual boundary only activates once the majority of the herd crosses. There's no electric pulse. No electric pulse is used for beef. Their natural herd instinct does the work.
Yeah, and it's
kind of. I just don't know if that would work. Like, I'm thinking about the cows that are of our dads. Like,
well, imagine, and again, I have not read deeply into it, like the research behind it. I would imagine they kind of have to get trained to it, because of course for years there's been the underground fences for dogs, but you have to physically, like they put the wire under the ground and your dog gets close to it with the collar. It starts beeping to tell them you're getting near the boundary. And then I think most of them would, give them a shock or a vibration.
Shock them. Yeah.
Once they get to the boundary, obviously this saying that there's no shocking, which obviously
shocked me. No pun intended.
Which I can see, obviously, from just a public perception, like people, you're gonna have
they
the people
walk
that would be clutching their pearls and, oh my God, we're gonna be shocking these cows. But I would think that there may be kind of was it even like electric fencing, like physical electric fencing for cows?
They got to touch it first.
Yeah, they got to get trained to it. They're like, once they figure it out and they know it, like, oh yeah, they don't touch it anymore. They know just.
Well, barbed wire is the same way. They go up and get stabbed.
Well, but I mean, it's a kind of a physical barrier. Like an electric fence is no barrier to an animal. Like,
that's true. They could plow through that.
And a lot of them, if you don't have them trained to it and you don't have everything just right, where it's given plenty of juice, because once you get them trained to it, you almost don't even have to have it on a lot of times. They're trained. They know. So I don't know. One of my concerns, and I know it's solar powered, but I'm like, how long? Because my dogs three of my dogs wear GPS collars right now.
Yeah.
But I have to charge them. Like there's no solar component to it. And obviously that's a big difference here. But I have to charge those depending on how active my dogs are, every 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
They keep a charge for a while. But mine doesn't have a boundary for them. It's more of, I can just.
So you could track them.
Yeah. It's like when my dogs are out in the pasture and it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm like, where the hell are they? And it's more just a peace of mind kind of thing. And
they're over there eating placenta. They're going to barf into your truck later.
Yes. That's exactly what they're doing. That or just manure.
Yeah. Well, so here's kind of the interesting thing on this. So, the like weird element is it's this weird thing of the romanticized cattleman. And now it's being infiltrated by tech of like that. But I know that's what some people would be bothered by. For me, I'm going to be honest. I don't have that bothering because I'm on the row crop side. We're flooded with technology. My tractor has monitor after monitor in it. I'll run my iPad in it. Like, technology's everywhere. And I mean, from a logistic, like from a herd health standpoint, this sounds really great. Like, it's like, man, I can really track everything.
And I'm really like, yes, it'll be nice just to have a way to confine your animals, move them, you know, say you're grazing just like a cover crop. You're like, all right, I want them to graze just this 10 acres for a couple of days. And then I'm going to move them. And so you can move them around. But just, man, the possibilities are kind of endless as I start going. Like, you know, I mean, you can wake up in the morning and just peace of mind. Because normally, I mean, it's not normally, it's every day. I ride out there and make sure that, okay, everybody's here.
Yeah.
You pull up your phone.
You could be on a skiing trip in Utah.
Oh, and I would know like exactly where the one that out is, exactly which one it is. But like, during breeding season, you can tell like, oh, this one's clearly in heat because she has walked.
You'd be like, there's two collars and they just keep rapidly bumping into each other.
Yeah, there's that. Or this cow is clearly, she's sick. Like, like the rest of the herd is taking X many of steps today and she's at half that. Or maybe she just had a calf, or based on her pattern of movement, she's in heat. And of course, with the AI technology, you probably open the app and it would already know like this cow is likely, you wouldn't even have to really analyze the data. It would already have it analyzed. This cow appears to be getting ready to calve or has just calved, or
I'll tell you something,
sick, is lame, the possibilities are really almost endless.
Another element that I had not really thought a whole lot about, but you can control this from your phone. You could essentially shift them around the pasture.
I've seen people do like demonstrations of how like they have a cow they need to get to the barn. So they just like draw out the map like on their phone or laptop or tablet or whatever, that you basically make the fence, like make a virtual fence, like alleyway to get her to the barn.
But you think
you get her caught with like literally, instead of you out there with a horse or a foil or anything, you're just sitting there on your phone. Like, yeah. And I could see where that, like, man, this is like back in my day, we sat.
Oh, there would be people like that.
And now these little whippersnappers are just playing on their phone. Like,
but you think
TikToking or catching cattle? What the hell are you doing over there?
But here's the other thing. You've talked about this for yourself. You can't afford a full-time employee.
Right.
If you do this, like, that's one of the big things.
I am fascinated, intrigued. Like, I'm definitely kind of, I'm not going to be the first person to run out and, what did it say? $3 to $5 per animal per month?
It was $5 to $8 per animal per month.
So $5, that'd be $60 a year. At $8, that'd be what, $96 a year. I mean, especially at current prices. Like, like that's nothing. It's not much, for that peace of mind.
Well, and they've got a Colorado office, but they're not the only one. Apparently, there's multiple competitors. There is a U.S. competitor called Vence, VENCE, and then eShepherd is Australian, but Halter scale they have the data advantage. I'm gonna tell you, it was funny. A listener sent us this. She sent me this to talk about, and I was if my initial reaction is like, I kind of was like, I don't like this infiltrating the tech. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, technology's not always, it doesn't have to be a bad thing.
I've seen some of the tinfoil hat kind of people.
They're like, they're going to use this to track the numbers of farmers
and even like, they can use, because obviously, I mean, hell, I know good and well this week, people can hack into that technology and, use it to like run your cattle all off of a cliff. I mean, which around here, there's not any cliffs to run them off of, but run them all out in the middle of the highway.
You could like actually, using something like this, you could have like a killer horde of cattle. Like you could like sick them on people. I feel like you could like, if we could take the cattle out here from our dads, and, if you didn't like somebody, you could essentially have like a mob of cattle. You could
like, I'm going to send them over. But then it's also like, because all that is trackable. Like people be like, yeah, you clearly did this on
I'd be like,
purpose.
I didn't know what I was doing.
I was hacked.
Yeah, it was hacked.
It was the Russians.
It was Russia. Oh, so another thing
It just so happens they ran them right to that neighbor's house that is always bitching about our cows.
Yes. The Nebraska wildfires. You been following this?
Yeah.
Getting like no coverage.
Yeah. And we didn't mention it last week. And I had thought about it, but I'm not intimately familiar with it. So I'm not, but yeah, it's some of, I think, the biggest fires in the history, in I guess the recorded history of the state of Nebraska.
Yes. It's,
and some of what is considered the absolute, in the Sandhills region, the best cattle country on the planet.
Yeah. It's so far combined more than 827,000 acres have burned. It says shattering the 2012 statewide record of 503,000 acres. The governor has issued, obviously, an emergency declaration. It says, as of today, the Morrill fire is 100% contained. The Cottonwood fire is 98% contained. I'm not sure about because I think there was 4 of them. I'm not sure about the other 2. The ag impact, though, it says there's about 35,000 cattle that have been displaced with nowhere to graze. Miles of fencing destroyed.
Yeah. Same way it is when it happened in Texas and Oklahoma panhandles of Kansas. Yeah.
Yep. And one of the things that like a lot of people have said is the Sandhills, this is going to take the damage from that. This will probably take, I think, like 3 to 5 years for the ground to be like back to grazing standards.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what the heck are these guys going to do? One thing that is kind of a cool story. There was one rancher here that had an irrigation pivot, and he like herded all of his cattle under this irrigation pivot and turned it on and just drenched them with water, and it actually protected them from the fire. Like the fire went around them. It's kind of a cool story.
Yeah.
So, he did not use an AI program to herd the cattle over there.
Yeah. Well, the wind obviously can really blow out there, which hell, it's blown here. God dang, it was blowing today. It was a south wind. It was warm, but yeah. My garbage can was turned over, but yeah, the winds combined with it being dry, and then they have a lot of forage, like stockpiled,
those are great conditions for a wildfire.
Yeah.
So here's where I was kind of curious, because that, like I said, they're in dry conditions. So I was kind of wonder what our extended forecast looks like. And I mean, this stuff can change, but the NOAA, their spring outlook says drought conditions. And actually this ties into the fact that it is March 26th and I started planting.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking this today. I've always wanted to plant this early. I've never been able to. You know why I've never been able to? Because it's always been wet.
Oh yeah. And we're unusually dry.
Yeah. And so I was actually thinking today, I'm like, as much as I'm glad to be starting out, there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if this is a good thing. And so
that's the conversation I had with my buddy in Louisiana yesterday. Was that it was kind of nice that it's. Cause I mean, we're not like in desperate need of rain, but you do worry like, okay, what does this mean for July and August? If we're already dry.
Well, that's what. So here's kind of the extended forecast.
Yeah, we are currently here in our county. Parts are in D1, which is a moderate drought, and parts of us are abnormally dry.
Really?
And there's some parts of Tennessee, well, a decent amount that's at D2, which is a severe drought, and even a tiny portion over kind of in East Tennessee that is actually listed as extreme drought.
Wow.
Right now.
Well, I'll tell you, I've shared this on here before, but I am planting corn, and I have always said, ideally, when I plant corn, I want it to be a little dry because I want that corn to shoot that taproot down. So, if it's dry, I want it to be a little dry on the front end, and then I want the rain to come afterwards.
Damn, I didn't realize this just looking at the map. There's a big portion of Arkansas that's at D3 and even a little that's at D4.
Jeez.
Exceptional drought. Yeah.
Well, here's the kind of extended outlook. So the spring outlook says drought conditions are forecast to worsen across the west and south central plains from April through June. As of mid-March, moderate to exceptional drought covers 55% of the continental U.S. It says we're transitioning from La Nina to ENSO neutral with hints of El Nino later in 2026. For crop producers specifically, 51% of corn production areas and 53% of soybean production areas are now in drought, which is up from 29% and 34%. For livestock, 57% of the U.S. cattle inventory is experiencing drought, which is also up. So the one silver lining, the 8 to 14-day outlook for early April shows increased chances for above normal precipitation across the entire Midwest, but persistent above normal rain is needed over months to actually recover. So, I'm not one that gets like hung up on extended forecast because the weather changes at the drop of a dime. But I am kind of like, because we even kind of had a dry winter, and usually winters are really wet.
That's what, when you're feeding cows, like I say, that's when I like for it to be a little bit of a drought.
Yeah. Well, it just makes me nervous because I'm like, man, what does this mean? What's it going to look like?
Well, I mean, and I'd be remiss if I didn't, you're always one making the pop culture references, but you know what El Nino is Spanish for?
The Nino?
Yeah.
I am El Nino. All other tropical storms must bow before El Nino. Yo soy El Nino. For those of you who don't habla español, El Nino is Spanish for the Nino.
Good old Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, man.
The OG.
I always get anytime I hear El Nino.
Gotta think of that. What is that? Was that Saturday Night Live?
I'm pretty sure it was Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Chris Farley, man, he was a trip. So we're not the only ones in drought.
Yeah.
Our Brazilian friends are in drought.
Damn, I hate it for them.
Well, it's really funny because I don't know if he listens to the podcast.
Which hell, yeah, I mean, of course. So their seasons are reversed. So I guess they just started fall.
Well, so it says the bigger concern, Brazil's safrinha, which is their second crop corn, soil moisture is below normal in many growing areas. So actually their double crop now is feeling the pain.
Especially, I guess, the more northern parts of Brazil that are right there on the equator, they can plant 2 crops a year there.
Yep.
So they've already harvested, I guess, whatever I'm sure it just varies, but they go beans then followed by corn or corn on corn. I don't know. But they just finished harvesting and getting ready to plant a second crop, but they don't have good moisture to get started.
No,
but like you said, you want it to be dry when you're planting corn.
Yeah, I mean, I like it too.
That's the way the optimistic Brazilian farmers are thinking right now.
Probably. We've got a Brazilian guy that he's a Brazilian farmer, and he follows me on Instagram, and he'll shoot me messages from time to time. He started following me. I had made the meme about the United States conquering Brazil because they won't stop beating us in production. And he responded, was like, "Hey, we're your friends down here." But I don't know if he listens to the show, but I mean, I've shared on here, unfortunately, the way that the commodities work, I mean, for us to get really good prices, we need a catastrophe somewhere. I mean, that's just the way the system works.
I mean, too much supply. Yeah.
Yeah. So, another thing I want to talk about before we run out of time is this, the product of USA labeling.
Yes. That was kind of one of the big news items of the week.
Well, it came on the heels. Bobby Lee and I apparently are not cool enough to be invited to the White House. I saw quite a few of our ag influencing friends.
Which we realize, like we talk about, we're not politically correct,
What are you talking about?
Right. But look, I feel like our style kind of meshes pretty good with the current administration.
I would think so.
I mean, did you see the clip of him talking to the Japanese?
About, why didn't you warn us about Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, he's like, well, you didn't want to tell any of our allies about the planned attack Iran. And pretty much he kind of went on for a minute. He's like, yeah, you guys didn't give us a heads up on Pearl Harbor. And like the ambassador
is sitting right next to him.
And it's like hilarious. Because of course you're originally just watching him. You're like, what's he going to say? But when you really focus on her.
Oh, you got to look at her when he says that.
Man, she uncomfortable doesn't even begin to describe her body language. Like she was like, are you shitting me? Like I'd never thought I'd be sitting in the Oval Office with a president cracking jokes about
Pearl Harbor. Yeah. Well, I tell you, I'm like, man, what are we just must not be, I don't know. I mean, we talked about your porn addiction at the intro. Like, I don't understand. I don't know why we don't get invited.
Yeah.
I feel like Trump would have a great time talking to us. So they did make March 24th.
His staff would be, they'd be like, no. Like we're already worried about what he's going to say.
Yeah, we don't need to fuel the fire. Yeah. We'd be like, call him a faggot. But National Agriculture Day, March 24th.
Yep.
We got a day. And man, I actually.
So they had a huge number of farmers, ranchers, whatnot. Were in Washington. Some of them got actually invited to the White House and
yep.
Did all kinds of cool stuff. And we're just right here in Munford, Tennessee, just going about our daily lives.
Yeah, here we are. The NCBA remarked on it.
On the Product USA labeling?
Yeah, they said it's a great thing.
Well, and so, which I think most artists probably knows, like the big problem has been for beef to be labeled as a product of the USDA up until now, all it had to do was be packaged here.
Yeah.
It could be a carcass entirely from Brazil or wherever, anywhere, imported from anywhere. Gets here, we just simply package it. Maybe some processing that definitely qualifies it, but as long as it's just packaged here, it can be put Product USA on there.
Yeah.
So this pretty much eliminates that. It's not MCOOL. It's not mandatory country of origin labeling. And so what I think you'll see, especially on ground beef, is a lot of, especially like the economy ground beef at the grocery store, just won't have any country.
I was going to say, probably put nothing on there.
Because, and part of it's because they can't, because you got these big plants, like we talked about the plant strike at Greeley, some of those that process 5,000 head a day. Well, if any of them aren't animals born, raised here in the U.S., that ground beef, because it can be, from a whole bunch of different animals.
Say all kind of mixes.
And so unless they like completely go through and like sterilize everything, when they're doing the imported cattle versus the U.S. raised, they can't. Like if there's any chance that there's a foreign protein in there or foreign beef protein in there, it can't then be labeled. That's why, like when there was MCOOL, Bill Mayer does a clip that's kind of been widely shared by MCOOL advocates, where he's got like a package of ground beef and it says product of, and it lists like 8 countries. He's like, what? He kind of makes some jokes about it, but what it is, it was that plant, was harvesting animals from all those different places. So every package of ground beef that's processed just has to have at that time, because it was mandatory to have the country of origin. So I think you will see premium product, stuff that is verified as Product USA will have that new Product USA. And the whole thing is like, you were misleading consumers, because the vast majority of, I won't say housewives, but even dudes that are shopping at the grocery store, they see a pack of ground beef, says Product USA, like, well, hell yeah, that's from,
that's my local rancher.
That cow was born and raised in Tennessee or Nebraska or wherever.
Yeah.
And like, no, actually, that label meant virtually nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's making that label mean what it actually says.
Well, and that's what it's kind of funny, because the NCBA, Kent Backus or Bacchus, whatever, says the rule closed the loophole for imports. He said when they see that label, they can know that it is a 100% U.S. product. He's right. But it's kind of funny, because I feel like his quote is kind of like stopping there. RCAF responded about it. And RCAF, for those of you that don't know, RCAF is the Thomas Massie of the cattlemen organizations. I like RCAF a lot, but they don't play around. Like it's like we're here. And so that's what RCAF's Bill Bullard supports it. but he says it's just the starting point. He says they're pushing Congress to reinstate MCOOL in the Farm Bill.
And that's been RCAF. That's like the hill they're willing to die on.
Yeah.
And RCAF, I love RCAF too. U.S. Cattlemen's was really big time, in favor of it. And I think U.S. Cattlemen's, because they're kind of the
middle ground.
Yeah. And I don't even, that's probably not even fair to call them that, because they are really staunchly in favor. And I don't think they would be opposed to MCOOL at all. Whereas I think NCBA has fought against it. Where they've been more reasonable, like, hey, we probably can't get MCOOL again. Like, there's like NAFTA, like, sued over it because it was supposedly damaging our other North American trade partners and whatnot. And they're like, hey, look, this is a good compromise. Let's go with this. This is probably as good as we can reasonably get.
Yeah.
This is fine. And RCAF's like, no, we're not willing to take
RCAF's like, we will kill you.
Like RCAF's like, good enough never is. Like, that's not, we're not going to accept that that's good enough. We want more.
Yeah.
And I respect that as well.
Oh, I do too.
Their heart is definitely in the right place.
Yeah. And on the heels of that, Thomas Massie, speaking of, he's come out, and the Prime Act is officially included in the 2026 Farm Bill.
Which Prime Act's been around for a while. I've talked about it
since we started the podcast.
Yeah.
This is for those who don't know what the Prime Act is, it is the Processing, Revival, and Intrastate Meat Exemption Act. Basically, it allows small-scale farmers and ranchers to sell meat processed at local custom slaughterhouses regulated by state law rather than USDA directly to consumers, restaurants, and grocery stores within their state.
And I don't know if this is true, but like, I think individual states could say we're not going to allow, but it removes the USDA from it. Like, the USDA doesn't have any say so as long as you sell it within your state and your state allows it.
Yes, it has to be in
I
your
know
state.
for a fact, like, this is one of the times where I'd had it out with the Tennessee Cattlemen's Association. One of the issues I'd had when I called them is like, hey, I wish TCA would come out and say, hey, we really want the Prime Act, and kind of talk to our state, lawmakers, that, our senators, congressmen, and whatnot, that let's push this. And they'd be like, well, we really don't, because, that's the NCBA, National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Like, they don't want it because they love all that regulation for the small packers. Because right now, that's where I get my cattle slaughtered.
Yeah.
My animals get slaughtered at a small custom facility that is not USDA inspected.
So he cannot sell the meat.
I cannot sell the meat. The loophole where we can get around it, and it's a loophole. It's totally above board, but I'm technically selling the animal, and that's why I sell everything by the whole or half carcass.
Yep.
I'm just I deliver the animal to the processor. My customers essentially buy the animal from me, and they call up the processor and say, hey, that's my animal that Bobby Lee just dropped off.
Yep.
I want you to cut it up like this. And that's why it does not have to be USDA inspected. But I can't go up there, pick up all the meat,
and
bring it home, and then put on Facebook that, hey, I've got steaks and ground beef and whatever you want. Come by, see me, and I'll sell you, a pound of ground beef, a cooler full of beef and steaks, whatever. I can't sell the meat, but this would make it where I could. I don't know that it'll impact me that directly, because it'd be nice. It's kind of like open carry. Like, I'm glad people can open carry. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
I don't want, I don't have the time, the logistics, everything. The time is really the biggest thing. Like, I can't, I kind of want to be done with the animal when I drop them off at the processor. Yeah,
I get that. The NCBA opposes it, but they say it's because of food safety reasons.
So they officially, once again, have kind of like quadrupled down on the fact.
I guess so. It says here, NCBA opposes it, saying it threatens food safety because meat could be distributed without proper inspection or traceability.
Okay, but one of the comebacks always to that from the folks that have really been pushing for it is that
you accept the risk.
Well, that would be one, but then just the facts. There are no more incidences, because obviously, again, just like the people that buy my animals, not technically buying the beef from me, there's no more incidents of foodborne illness, traced back to that, to just the meat coming from these custom slaughterhouses than there is from the big meat packers.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we're like, no, actually, statistically, it's been proven to be just as safe.
Yeah. Well, they don't care about that statistic, though. The North American Meat Institute has also spoken out against it.
Yeah. I mean, they're all corporately controlled. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
Nope. Me neither. All right.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
Old Joe, he's a mathematician.
He is. I hit the right button. I said, we're professionals now. Oh, yeah. So we got him right here.
Yeah. Our Made in USA product. It's 2 weeks in a row we've had a Made in USA product actually right
in
here.
studio here.
In studio on the podcast desk here with us.
You can see this on the camera. We're holding up our.
I feel like Vanna White. Yeah. Like
is that Price is Right?
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, that's right.
Which I guess, no, that wouldn't be because they didn't. Yeah, your Price is Right would be more accurate in terms of
Holding up the thing.
Actually, a product. You just said.
Yeah. They always do that. Like,
she was just the one that flipped the letters on.
That's right. Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune. Anyway.
Ranch Fuel, Orange Cream.
I have the Kiwi Watermelon. But yeah, energy drink. Cool name. I mean, right off the bat. Just
It
like
is
farmer's fuel.
And in big writing here, made in Texas, established
Made in
2024.
Texas. So I guess there's 3 things that come from Texas.
Steers, queers, and energy drinks.
Yeah. Steers, queers, and ranch fuel.
There you go. Yeah. So it only has 5 ingredients. It says that you can pronounce. It's, let's see, natural caffeine. It is 0 sugar, clean ingredients, focused endurance without the crash. And it's 200 milligrams of caffeine, which that gives you pretty good pep in your step. But I mean, it's
no carb.
I don't say it's literally nothing.
I think depending on the flavor, it's 10 to 15 calories per 16-ounce can.
Yeah,
it's good. I don't know how many different flavors they have. You know, we got these 2 up here.
orange
right now.
cream and then the kiwi strawberry,
Watermelon. But
kiwi watermelon.
Oh, there's like a pomegranate blueberry. I drank one this afternoon. I don't even remember what, but every one I've tried has been really good.
Bobby Lee said he blacked out after he drank it. He doesn't.
I was so amped. No, they're really good, really refreshing. Like I've taken a couple of them out with me when I'm like, actually, some energy drinks just aren't refreshing. Like
Yeah.
You just you choke it down just for the sugar high.
Yeah.
No sugar here. I drank one the other day when I was working on fences. Yeah, made in Texas. Y'all check them out.
It is cool. I mean, like we've urged y'all before, support the companies and the brands that support basically the life that we live. And that is the big thing with them. I think I want to say I've seen them like sponsoring or being, part of a lot of big ag events. And maybe even that they may have been one of the people. No, actually, I was going to say that ranch. You remember the fitness thing they did?
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't have done it though, because that was Red Bull did it, and Red Bull's not going to have a competitor in there. No. But I have seen Ranch Fuel on some stuff I can't remember offhand, but go check them out. Ranch Fuel, it's good stuff.
And we're in. You're right. If you're watching on Spotify or not Instagram, YouTube, that's the one. We're not actually drinking these because it is just after 11 p.m.
I'm drinking whiskey to be able to go to sleep. I need to drink it because I got to go in and edit as soon as I get back up there.
I had one of these about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
There you go.
They're good.
And he's not dead. So y'all check out Ranch Fuel. Get yourself fueled up. While you're doing that, we also want you to be amped up about the show and hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment below on YouTube, comment on Spotify. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Tell us your Westerns and give us any of your thoughts on this episode. And if you have topics that you'd like for us to discuss, you can post that there. You can also go to talkdirtpodcast.com, go to the contact page, submit your questions there. I really like it when you do it there because it's just a little easier to keep track of, but do what you want to do and leave us those ratings and reviews. Helps out a ton. And
agzaga.com, discount code TalkDirt20. Again, $20 off, $50 order and free shipping. Your Bailnet wrap. We're we are at that time of year. Actually, they've got I sold my hay rake this week.
Okay.
And I had the replacement rake wheels that they carry.
Yeah.
That are made in the USA. We have featured them before.
Yep.
The bolt on there. That's what I was telling the guys. Like, this rake had a couple of warped up wheels, and you just buy those from them. They bolt right on. He was like, man, I get my bail net wrap from him too. I'm like, well, hell yeah. Like, he already knew.
Yeah.
And so,
just use our code.
I should have mentioned, I was like, I didn't. Like, I'm not the best marketer sometimes. But I could have saved him $20.
You could have. Yeah. Piss on him is what Bobby Lee said.
He got a hell of a deal on a rake.
Yeah. He doesn't need any more savings. He can use that on his cocaine.
Yeah. Damn. Made it an hour and 20 minutes. We almost folks were starting to sweat.
I was going to say, there was some wondering. No, I got you guys.
It's called cocaine, and you don't want no part of this shit.
There you go. Be smart, folks. Don't mess with cocaine.
Yeah.
All right.
And that would be our official stance.
That is truly, yes. Please do not become a drug addict off of our shenanigans. So thanks, guys. We'll catch you next week.
You've been listening to Talk Dirt to Me with your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, we ask that you subscribe and leave a review. And we'll catch you next time.